Yeah. I mean, every person that I've ever talked to that has played at a high level but didn't make it to the highest level that they wanted, right? Made it pro, but never got to the top of the leaderboard. Played in college, was drafted, but never made it from baseball, from D3 to whatever else. What's always the reason? Somewhere along the line, they got hurt, so they had to take 6 months off, and then they lost 6 months, and then it's in their head that they're scared that they're going to get hurt, and then they end up getting hurt again, all this other stuff. If it becomes a staple of training from hell, let me have you from middle school all the way till you're in the PGA, you know what I mean? Then we can get to a place where we're just healthy and strong, and specifically strong for the sport in some nuances, right? But healthy and strong over time, then it reduces the risk of those things happening from the sport. And now we just have to worry about like the freak accidents that can happen, right? But then it becomes luck and not repetition and your body. And that's something that, I mean, a lot of great trainers do it, but I just don't see it as much on social media or online for golf. As I do for other like athletic sports. Yeah, and we'll get into like specific principles and what we're talking about later. But in this video, and I'm pretty sure I can pull it up because I want everybody to see what we're talking about. Here we go. Let me pause it really quick. This isn't the Joe Rogan podcast. We don't have a Jamie to just pull stuff up and put it on the screen whenever we want to.
Not yet, at least. There's a Jamie out there listening and you're looking for
yeah,
you let us know.
I'm cool doing it without him for now, but Nick, can you see that?
Yep. Yeah,
cool. So this is the training video that we're talking about, and this is a golfer that just won on the PGA Tour, right? And he's just going through, he's showing what he would do on a workout program. And the cool thing is this is very close to how I train. In terms of how like I would exercise and that sort of thing, but it's just normal lifts. Not in one place do you see somebody throwing a ball and twisting it or doing all these like crazy looking things that are putting the body in compromising positions. And he still swings the club very well, and he still generates a ton of power, and he's not training like that in the gym, which is really cool to see. And I find that even taking a step further, and I don't obviously have access to his full program, or even if he has a program, he might just be doing this on his own. Because I saw that, 2 years ago, he wasn't making money on tour, and to keep going, he had to be a bouncer. So maybe he just started to put on muscle so he could bounce better. As somebody who put on muscle and then needed a job to fund some stuff that he was doing, I was a bouncer for a while. Muscle comes in handy. But in terms of that stuff, like I train specifically for muscle mass, and then golf is just like it's not an afterthought. I just want to be really good at golf and still be able to play golf for a very long time while maintaining physique that I want. So I have golf principles that I put at the beginning and the end of every single one of my workouts, and then the middle is literally for strength. And that's what I was doing for a long time when I was competing in bodybuilding or when I was in college and playing golf, right? To maintain the flexibility, being able to generate power from the ground, all that kind of stuff. But then I wanted big arms, a big chest, and all this other stuff. And what I found is by having strong lats and triceps, it translates to a golf swing to create more power. By having a strong chest and doing bench press the right way, I'm generating force from the ground to be able to be good at that lift. By having big arms and strong forearms, I'm able to navigate any type of rough that I come against, where I don't have to worry about the club twisting in my hand. Now it's just like, okay, how hard can I execute a swing, and what aim point do I need to have? The ball is going to come out. It might not come out as far, but when the PGA is playing, they have like 5-inch rough. The last thing they want is to be hovering over that ball thinking maybe my grip isn't going to be able to handle this swing that I'm putting on it, and the ball can come out right and not straight. And it was beautiful fine, because like I was 5 years into this, I was like, oh, this is working really well. And I'm just hitting the ball farther and farther. So now when I used to have like a 7-iron in my hand, now I have a pitching wedge in my hand. So I'm hitting the ball farther with a club that's easier to handle. The ball's going higher, so it's going to stick on the green better and all that stuff. And it just became a thing. So now I just give this to all of my golfers. And no, we're not training for like a bodybuilding show, and it's not like that intense, right? But it's workouts that are specifically for golf, where we're doing bulletproofing at the beginning on specific days where it makes sense to warm up that way. So legs, we're making sure our knees and our ankles and our feet are bulletproofed to a point where that's not going to be a problem later. Then we go through a leg workout. And then at the end of it, we go through mobility to make sure what we just did makes us be able to be as mobile as we need to be for golf, right? But there's no twisting in there. There's none of this other stuff. It is making sure that we're making all the things strong that we need to be strong to support our lower back, support our knees, and then make us flexible so we are able to generate as much power from the ground as we need to, load into our hips the right way, and that kind of stuff. Same thing for shoulders. We're bulletproofing our shoulders because a lot of shoulder injuries come from the golf swing, and most people have messed up stuff because most golfers played baseball when they were younger, so they're always fighting through some type of shoulder thing. Is making that so the shoulder injuries go away and never happen again. And then we work through a shoulder or chest day, and then we do mobility to make sure that what we just made tight from doing that shoulder or chest day makes you so you're still mobile. Like I can still touch both of my hands behind my back, and I am a 260-pound guy. That was designed so I can still swing a golf club and bring it back to parallel if I want to. And it's that kind of thought that should go into it rather than like, oh, they need to be able to throw something heavier by twisting and throwing it out the left side because that's going to make them hit the ball farther.
Yeah.
I don't think it will. I don't know if it won't, but I don't think that the risk lines up to the amount of power that it will generate other than doing the things that I'll teach.
Yeah, I agree. One thing, like if I was working with someone who was doing the med balls, I would have them not just do it as part of the training, because if you really wanted to cross over for like the swing, you like do that for a couple reps as part of like the PAP enhancement to get that body used to firing against a heavier load. But then instead of spending so much time and repetition on the med ball, using that to enhance the swing speed, but then taking the club and executing on moving faster and flowing through that range, I think that would be a more useful way.